It's officially Rumble season, and all roads lead to WrestleMania.
Allow me to officially challenge the winner of Beer and Blade for Promo Rumble 10 for the TV title.
I will do what I must. Say what you can. It's over.
Since he won the Champion's Choice vote at the Maxis, he gets to decide his own challenger, and it's time to find out the Champion's Choice.
I will announce him here. Mr. Anderson, the Rumble.
Promo Rumble 10. Cash in. And I'm coming for the knowledge title.
The captain, Travis Anderson, one last time to settle the score.
The healing won't start till the suffering's done. Voices crying, save me now. Until there's none left to make a sound.
For the 10th time, welcome to the Promo Rumble.
Now we've lost it all.
It is Rumble Week. This is your captain speaking. He is El Jefe, and I don't know about you guys, but we are so ready for an absolutely stacked Royal Rumble. Who's going to WrestleMania in Vegas? I'll tell you who wasn't ready. Skype. Skype fucked us this morning. So, I don't know, this may look a little different. It's probably not going to look any different to you guys, but we are shooting over to Discord today, which means I got my notes in a very tiny box in the corner of the screen. So, Skype, you already get 50 bell end points.
Oh, Skype is just on the board already. The beautiful thing is yes, the platforms are plenty, but when they mess up, it ruins the whole routine. But yes, beyond a stacked Rumble, we got a whole lot coming up tonight. So as well as predictions for the Royal Rumble coming up Saturday night, we have all this coming up. Cypher challenges the Phoenix for the Knowledge Championship. Can he finally become a Grand Slam champion? The captain challenges Blade Rodriguez for the television champion. Is he going to win the baby back? And Travesty challenges Beer for the world title. And the captain and Travesty finally settle their score in a grudge match judged by the only man that can do it, the Kingpin. So, to make Max Wrestling your home for all things wrestling, and as you should, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button for those that prefer the old-fashioned podcast. Head on over to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is you get your podcast. And for all the links and a whole bunch more, head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
It's very, very nice. And I think it's safe to say you do not want to miss the official Max Wrestling post-show After Max on TikTok Live, hosted by our very own Cypher, and you can only watch it live. The QR code for Cypher's TikTok page, Flex Murdoch at Official After Max Podcast, is on the screen right now. So if you're watching this live on its YouTube premiere, make sure you scan that code and head to TikTok right after the show. Now, to kick things off, idiots online that think a suplex is a woman whose last name is Plex and first name is Sue. Sue. This is Shitmark Say.
Sue, we need you over here.
They hate Japanese wrestlers. They know less than we forget. They don't know who's the wrestler. They're having a wank to Jim Cornette. Not a single GCSE between them. This is Shit Mark Says.
And I'm only going to use one this week because it was sent to me by two different people. I think Beer sent it to me, and then Mikey Mike Larkin sent it to me too. So,
if it's the one Beer sent, yep.
I don't know how many times on this show we have to address wrestling fans body shaming wrestlers, but Jesus Louises. So you may have seen Toni Storm's performance of a lifetime on Collision, where she transformed back into timeless Toni Storm, which I said all along, she's playing her own self. It was great. But obviously, being that she is actually timeless Toni Storm, she's a little bit crazy, so she stripped down to her undies. Hey. And
that was not meant.
Packet Profit
God.
says, I guess when you make bank off a money mark and only work once a week, you're not motivated to work out. Now, I remember one time Toni Storm quit social media for a combination of her nudes being leaked and her being body shamed. This is Toni Storm we're talking about. She's not a big girl. And so she doesn't have a six-pack. So what?
Who bloody gives a shit?
Well,
hey, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you because I know you're over here. You're losing it your damn self. But I love this for the simple sake of I want to flip it around. My mans, do you have a six-pack?
I definitely
Are you
don't.
ripped to the gill? So that's what I'm driving at. And I get it, dude. Yes, look at every woman in WWE. There are times where there are women on the roster where they are literally paid to work out because you're not getting enough television time. And that's fantastic. That doesn't exactly happen in AEW. Most people are out with injury or something like that, so when they come back, they're just back.
Yeah.
And again, with the body shaming, because we had to deal with it with Deonna Purrazzo. We've had to deal with it on and off with Piper Niven and some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it? In the current shape you're in, can you do what they're doing? At the rate they're doing it, in the capacity they're doing it, in front of the people they're doing it in. At the level they're doing it in. And if any one of those is a maybe or a no, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Because I do not understand why we feel everybody. You can make the argument on the dudes, I guess. You know what I mean? The old fashioned big fat guy, the Haystacks Calhouns of the days of old or whatever. Yeah, it's out and overplayed. But what's so wrong with a woman being a woman? Having a bit of curvage to her. The last time I checked, brother, there are guys in line for a piece of that cake trying to fight Juice Robinson. Yeah. I'm not going to fight. He's crazy. We're talking about crazy. She's crazy. He's crazier. I'm not fighting Juice. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? There was a time where Jordan Grace. You don't remember the lovable Jordan Grace who was not Big Mama Pup? And then that became her goal. That's something that she really got into and something she really wanted to pursue and do. And so she did it, and she did it well, and she looks amazing. Good for her.
Jacked as fuck.
But not every. Yeah, but not everybody needs to be a fucking Jordan Grace. Everybody needs to be ripped to the fucking gills.
And it's always.
Tell me. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's. Well, I mean, some of the men have had it too, but it's always the women that get the body shamed. Kevin Owens has had a little bit before, but he hasn't really had it for a long time. He's currently walking around with the Winged Eagle title. He's not really a world champion, but he don't have no six-pack. Remember the shape Gunther used to be in?
Hey.
And he still killed everybody in the ring.
Kevin Owens wear compression shirts to keep the belly down. Yeah. Who knows? He probably still is.
But
just saying, it's not like.
But there is absolutely nothing wrong with the way Toni Storm looks.
Not a bit.
That's the only one I'm doing this week because I'm actually bored of addressing body shaming wrestling fans, and I keep calling them fans because if you're a fan, you support something. So I don't consider wrestling fans that body shame, or especially the ones that jump the rail and attack said wrestlers. You ain't fans either. You idiots.
No.
Stupid idiots.
Moral. Anyway, but no, you cannot. The body shaming makes no sense. Here's my entire thing, because as you've been pointing out perfectly, the so-called fan who wants to do this, why? If you're the fan, wouldn't you be into the product?
Mm-hmm.
And not the appearance of the product?
Right.
Because what does the appearance have to do with anything of her quality of wrestling? Nothing. What does it have to do with her storytelling? Nothing. Her promo work? Nothing. Nothing. It has to do with your sick and twisted mind, fam.
Yes.
That's what it is. Be real with yourself.
And they are marks. He is a mark, actually. There's only one this week. They are marks, and that's the shit they say.
Goodness gracious. Well, I guess we're going from one, topic to another one in this sense. Maybe different people look at it like this. Val Venus in the late '90s was always ready for a little bit of action. So let's determine the fate of the television championship. I have held it 3 times myself, but it is now in the possession of the fastest rising competitor we've had here in Max Wrestling, Blade Rodriguez, who has only lost but one competitive match in his early promo career. Challenging him for that title is none other than the Captain, who is the longest reigning television champion for 300 days until last year when he lost it at this very event. Will Blade Rodriguez's success continue? Will the rookie run its course, or is it time for the Captain to reclaim his crown and become the new king of television here in Max Wrestling?
Do not adjust your sets, for I am the challenger, not the champion. Yet. Blade Rodriguez, congratulations. You have made it to the pinnacle. You've reached the top. You are at the Golden Gate. And I'm not talking about you being TV champion. I'm talking about you going one-on-one with the Captain. Think about it, Blade. The greatest names in the history of Max Wrestling have all stepped up to me. And most of them had one of the best promo matches of their career. Moses Marquez, Travis Anderson, The Phoenix, Daniel Crimmins, Cypher, Ted P. De Niro, The Demoness, The Kingpin, Mike Larkin, and even our current Max World Champion, Beer. Now, I don't know a damn thing about you, Blade. I don't know where you work. I don't know where you live. I don't know how old you are. All I know is that you've been very lucky. You've already beaten Beer, Chris Reed, and Moses Marquez. Twice. And since I don't know anything about you, I don't know if you're aware of my history as TV champion. I lost that very title that you hold a year ago at this very event to Travis Anderson, and I'll deal with him later. But before that, I held that TV title for 300 days. 300 days straight. The greatest reign in TV title history, one of the greatest reigns in Max Wrestling history, right up there with Mike Larkin's 2-year chokehold on the Knowledge title. And if you've been paying attention, Blade, when I lost that title, I started to lose my mind. And just to give you a rough idea of how much that title means to me, I am a former multiple-time Max World Champion. And all 3 of those reigns, I lost the title to someone that I once considered a brother. Phoenix, Travis, Beer. I am a former and one half of the current tag team champions, technically. And yet, the one loss that stung me the most was losing that TV title. Now, the odds don't look great for you, Blade. I'll be very honest with you. I am the only person to ever defend the TV championship more than 2 times in one reign. Not many former TV champions have been able to defend that title, and your first defense is against me. The title is on the line, and one of us is going to be disappointed. Now, I'm not about to disappoint myself. I've had enough disappointment this past year. But I don't mind so much disappointing you. Now, don't get me wrong, you have had a tremendous debut year. You tied with Moses and Beer with 3 appearances in the Golden Gauntlet. You held your own, and that was the first fucking time we saw you. That is impressive. You're 2-0 against Moses Marquez. Moses fucking Marquez, that is impressive. Beer knocked you out of the tournament, and then you came back and beat him for the TV title in his first defense. That's impressive. You are impressive. But the luck stops now. Because Daddy is home. I am here to take back my television championship. I will become Dazzy TV once again. And hell, maybe I'll hold it for 600 days this time. You know why? Because I am sick to death of losing things I love. That championship belongs to me, and I refuse to be stopped by a rookie. This is the year that the captain takes back control. It is time to right the ship, and I begin by throwing your ass overboard. Because I am back in promo competition. The cap is back. And in the words of Wesley Snipes, there's only one blade. There's only ever gonna be one blade. And it ain't fucking you. Because you are not sharp enough to cut me. Now give me my belt back.
Oh, Captain, thy Captain, your fearful trip is done. Your ship cannot weather this wreck. Therefore, I'm the one who has surely won. No, this is not going to be a poem reread and resaid to you, recited if you must. However, I am the blade that is wielded upon destiny to strike through the captain's heart. I am formidable. I am unyielding. And there is nothing you can do. There is nothing you could say. Whether you try to slice and dice this competition with your admirable rulership within a minute, 60 seconds, all the way up to 7 minutes, doesn't matter how much you boast or banter. Nothing really matters anymore, for I have no fear. You shall not stand in my way. This title that has been effortlessly bestowed upon me, ever so thoughtlessly, shall remain mine. It may be the TV title. However, you are willing to stick around and enjoy the show. For there are a lot more episodes left to view in Blade Rodriguez's journey to power. For without naming any names other than yours, there are still a lot of competitors and a lot of big name giants in Max Wrestling that I wish to have a match against, that I wish to go up against and watch them tumble and fall underneath my ring. My intentions are to collect Max Wrestling titles and other benefits like recognition, like collecting Pokemon gym badges. And you're just another trainer who is attempting to be in my way. So I say this to you, Captain. You can try to ambush me. You can try to flank me. You can try to command every wisp and whimper that falls beneath your heel to destroy me. It doesn't matter. Because I've come for glory. And I shall achieve nothing but the highest victories and glory amongst the land and the world of Max Wrestling. So I bid you adieu, Captain. And just remember, where a captain goes, a blade is always one step ahead.
4. Go challenger first for the cap.
Yeah, we do that because I know my
Coming
time.
Well, that's what the beautiful thing is. I got your time posted, and we got to keep the other one secret because you got the anticipation. So, Cap's got his time shorter than average. The length of the OGs, if you will, the pros, if you want to go that far, about 6-7 minutes. We've got about 5 minutes, 44 seconds for the Cap. For the champion, remember, this is longest promo wins. The champion coming in 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Max Wrestling Television Champion, none other than the captain himself. Congratulations, it's back in your possession, and you joined me as a 3-time, if I'm not mistaken.
2? No, I'm only 2. I only won it once before.
It's always 2. Well, then hell. There we go.
Cap is back.
The relief is there. The relief is.
If that wall behind me wasn't white already, it is now.
Fucking hell. I feel I've been in your sentiments before. I've been in that exact position where it's just like, good God Almighty, the elephant has gotten off my chest.
Oh yeah. I actually thought I went too short. Like you said before the results, I went a little shorter than usual. That is actually shorter than I wanted to go, but I just kind of hoped Blade would either overestimate me or go short himself. So lucky me, I guess.
Lucky me. I like it.
All right. So before I start redecorating these walls again, let's get into the Royal Rumble because it is this Saturday. We will have predictions for you right now.
Pay-per-view predictions.
It seems a little silly sometimes doing the Rumble predictions because we only got 2 actual matches, and then you got 2 more matches where there's 30 possible winners. So,
Gotta love it.
Newsflash 2, Beer, Chad, and I will be watching the Rumble live after a few drinks, so you may get a little extra after Max. After hours after Max. All right, then. Now, seeing as how the men's Rumble is so fucking stacked, I have no doubt that that's going to close the show this year. So let's kick it off with the women's Rumble. Of course, there is 30 participants. They've actually done it different this year. Normally, they announce a lot of the women that are already in the match, and then they leave like 5 surprises. But
Yeah. Good, by the way, for doing it like this.
yeah, I like it when I don't know who's in the match. But we definitely know Bailey's in it.
I was gonna say, I was like, maybe give me the first 2.
Yeah, give me number 1, number 2. I don't always want to know who's number 30, but sometimes it's very predictable. So for the Women's Rumble, I love Bailey, but I don't think she's going to go back to back. Plus, she's just challenged for the women's title. I actually don't think it's going to be anybody that's been active recently. We've seen the teasers for Charlotte Flair's return. I'm smelling Becky Lynch's return as well. As much as we've always complained how Charlotte Flair is spoon-fed, she's never actually won a Rumble. That's like the last thing she needs to win. So,
holy fuck, you're right.
I think I'd be okay with it. Her and Becky is the final two too.
Here's the funniest part of this entire thing right there. Like, as I'm sitting here and I'm like hiding in the corner because like you're talking about Charlotte Flair, and I'm like, yes. But the reality is I'm in the boat with you. I feel her return, she might actually get a pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than a roaring amount of booze, like, crap, here she comes to ruin the day. But I like it. I don't hate it. I do think we're gonna obviously get Jordynne Grace, even though she said she's hosting her mom's 60th birthday. She's full of shit.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey was shooting a movie too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I would not be surprised if Ronda's gonna be there. Which actually, you know what? I kind of wouldn't mind seeing it. I do. I'm hoping. And now again, I might be out of my realm because of whatever. But again, we've always been seeing the TNA Knockouts champion. So give me some Masha. I would love to see Masha in the Rumble, even if it's for a fucking 25-second stint. Give her 2 minutes, but still.
The partnership is fully out there now between WWE and TNA, so give us a few knockouts. But official entrance so far in the Women's Rumble is Nia Jax and Bayley, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, and Charlotte Flair has officially entered, so she's definitely going to be in the match. But yeah, I'm definitely sticking with Charlotte.
I am sticking with Charlotte too. I'm really trying to think of anybody else. Well, you know what? If we're gonna go with the TNA thing, you got to bring in Rosemary.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'm sure Rosemary's famous enough too. I'm sure I said this the other week. I'm sure a good portion of the WWE fans, even the casuals, would know who Rosemary is.
Yeah. Come on.
I like that Lyra Valkyria is in the match, although it's literally her first match since she won the IC title 3-4 weeks ago. They haven't had her have a match yet. And a lot of people have been complaining about that because she won the title, and I think she had 2 appearances cancelled, but she had video packages, and then she appeared backstage this past week, and that's all she's done since winning the title. Treat your Intercontinental Champion better, especially your first ever women's champion.
Right? You got to do better, whether it's on her or on the comp or whoever it is. Figure it out. Come on now, you bring this title out for nothing. Don't do it.
All right, so I'm not going to turn into Jerry the King Lawler and keep second guessing myself. I'm locking in Charlotte Flair as my official prediction.
I'm right there with you.
Never thought those words would leave my mouth, but there you go.
Love it. You bring up Jerry the King Lawler. I gotta say, I just watched Man on the Moon the other day. I still love that. Gotta love the history days.
All right, we have a 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. DIY defending against Motor City Machine Guns.
I'm gonna slap.
4 veterans for 3 falls. I like it.
Here's the funniest part, and I know it to some people it just makes them sound older, but we're talking about 4 dudes with probably 20 years each in this business. And again, tag teams galore for the majority of it, especially Motor City, machine guns.
Yeah.
DIY a little more or less, but their fame has come from tag team. And this is just it's gonna be so good. Here's the thing though too, and I'm already ramping it up beyond its whatever just because of the guys that are in it. But in reality sense, you got to live up to whatever happens after this women's rumble.
Yeah.
And I don't think you got to pull out all the damn stops to do so. And this is going to be that one. So
I'm glad it's
funny feeling this tag match might actually beat out the ladder match.
I'm glad it's 2 out of 3 falls because they could maybe use the first fall to like cool down a little bit, get everybody settled down again, and then amp it up for fall 2 and 3. Because it's always going to go to 3 falls.
Always.
DIY have got that kind of not even a relationship. They're using Pretty Deadly right now. So I can see them getting involved somehow. I don't really see the titles going back to the Guns when they've only just last few weeks dropped them to DIY. So I'll go DIY to win the whole match.
I'm going to stick with you. DIY is going to win the whole thing. I expect them to win back-to-back falls. I don't expect Pretty Deadly to get involved, but I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
It wouldn't put it past me. That's the last thing I kind of want them. I don't hate them guys anymore as much as I used to, but...
Yeah, they're not as annoying now.
Weird.
What was that?
Yes.
Beer would know off the top of that. There was that NXT show where they hosted it, and they were so annoying. Or maybe it was a SmackDown show. But yeah, they were the official hosts, and they were really so annoying. But anyway, they've come into their own. They're popular. And that's another reason I don't see DIY dropping the titles. I think they will drop them eventually too, Pretty Deadly, because they keep, using them and then promising them a tag title match and not actually going to give it to them. But they're going to have to eventually. Yep. So they're obviously building to that. And I've just realized the only 2 matches that are not Rumble matches are both SmackDown. So Raw doesn't have any extra matches on the show. Which is weird because they got the bigger roster.
I was just going to say, I was like, with all the people on their roster, but again, I guess the IC, they have the IC title, so I guess that means shit. Gunther's probably going to be, well, it would be better off if Gunther's in the Rumble anyway.
Whew. Gunther should definitely be defending his title on the Rumble because his reign has been a topic of conversation where people have criticized it, and I can kind of see where they're coming from. It hasn't been as impressive as his Intercontinental title reign, but it was never going to be because I pointed this out to somebody yesterday, actually. The IC title is a workhorse title. You wrestle when you got the mid-card title. When you're the world champion, you talk more than you wrestle. So, obviously, Gunther's not competing as much right now.
That's how it's always been, though. That's his tale as old as time.
So, unfortunately, he performed a lot more as the Intercontinental champion. So, it probably felt like he was a better mid-card champion than he is as world champion. But I think he's been a decent world champion. He looks the part. He's had convincing wins.
He has been this is the thing, and I could quote Daniel Bryan perfectly. The fans are fickle.
Oh yeah.
The reality is this is what WWE Championship reigns have been. World Heavyweight Championship reigns have been. How many times did Roman defend the belt? And don't give me some bullshit because that's Roman. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter because that's how it is. How often did Brock defend it? How often did how often did AJ defend the fucking world title? Think about it. You have to think about it like that. It's not a matter of them competing on every goddamn show, which in terms we would love, but it's not going to do anybody any good to see the fucking world champion beat a Jahoob here and a Jahoob there, or lower the value of mid-card guys because you're going to just literally get jobbed out to the world champ. When instead the world champ could just bring attention to himself, whether it be heat or praise, and work off of that. But I've been loving his reign. I like it because the reality of the matter is the reason why people hate it is because nobody can beat him. It's the same thing why they hated Cody and they felt it was super slow. It's the same reason why they hated Roman and they felt it was super slow because nobody can touch him. He's unfucking beatable, and you have to. In retrospect, if they decided, not we did, if WWE decided to have a World Heavyweight Championship match on this show, who would it even be against? And in that fact, you're taking away somebody out of the Rumble, which could be it could be a hindrance, could be a good thing, could be it could go either or. But in this instance, you have Gunther in the Rumble. You have the ability to use John because he said he's going to be in the Rumble, and that's one of the massive stories we're building towards. So it's easier. I get it. Fucking people get used to fucking slow world championship reigns. God damn it. It's tail all his time.
Yeah, he's already been he's defended against Jay a few times already, actually, I think.
Was it? No?
So yeah, there isn't really anybody.
No. And this is where you make competitors, right here in the Rumble.
Which is why I'm hoping the winner of the Rumble chooses Gunther so that we can, like, give him some competition. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, the other world champion is, of course, Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. I'm not saying undisputed because it's stupid. Versus Kevin Owens holding the Winged Eagle title. Both titles are going to be above the ring for a ladder match, which doesn't really make much sense because the Winged Eagle isn't even an active championship. It's just to stop Kevin Owens carrying it around. So it's not like it's on the line.
In retrospect, we got to give the history lesson. And the history lesson was this is Sean's way. Because it was Sean that had interjected, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Sean did the contract signing.
That's right. Yeah, the contract signings. So, and that's the whole ordeal. They're trying to play off of the Razor Shawn Michaels deal of old, where Razor, I want to say he got hurt and had to relinquish the IC title, where then Shawn won it, and so they had this whole back and forth of, well, I'm the true IC champ. No, I'm the true IC champ, and then we don the ladder match. This is similar, even though Kevin Owens never won it. He's just walking around as I'm the fucking WWE champ, where it's like, no, you're about as qualified, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. You're about as qualified as WWE champion as the fucking guy in the crowd having the same belt over his shoulder. Like,
yeah,
you're that dude in the arena. You want to wrestle? Nope, I'm still WWE champ. You want to wrestle? Nope, I'm still champ. Like, so it's fine. It's a story. It's okay. If it's a reason to keep the Winged Eagle around, I'll take it.
Yeah. Like the last time we had two different world titles above the ring for this unification, was Cena and Orton in, I want to say 2014, 13.
I want to say 13.
And then we eventually got a new title design.
Yeah.
We eventually got a new title design. So, I know we've only had this undisputed design for like just over a year or so. But it's not even a different design. It's just a different color. So.
No, I was going to say a different design. No, it's not.
I would love a new design. Please.
We have had this same title since, I want to say 2015, when The Rock won the belt from Punk, and then we got the WWE champion. Fucking weird dumb letters or whatever.
If we're talking The Rock, then 2013, because it was basically the same design just with the scratch logo, and then Brock introduced the network title. I think that was 2015.
Yes. Yeah. And then we've had just that logo ever since, that design ever since.
Yeah.
So for fucking 10 years, for almost 10 years, they've had the same goddamn title design, but different color straps.
So we need, I like to think that maybe that's why they've been parading the Winged Eagle around for more than one night, just to see how people react to it. And the general consensus is obviously we love the traditional belts. So give us something a little more traditional. Something in between the undisputed design and the Winged Eagle would be great.
Yes. We can make it happen. Come on now. Make it
So as far as the match goes, I love KO, but he is always the bridesmaid. Every year at the Royal Rumble, he challenges a WWE champion, Universal champion, whatever, and obviously he puts him over. So that, plus the fact that Cody's not dropping that title anytime soon, he's obviously going to hold it for a year, until at least Mania, so Cody Rhodes has to win.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. I just wish that we didn't have to deal with all these things. I wish we could live in fantasy land. And I wish we can go back and hit the rewind button. I want to say, was it 3 years ago where fucking Triple H came out and helped Kevin Owens win the belt? I think that'd be sick.
That was good.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, for the men's rumble. Let me just go through some of these names because it is so stacked. Alright, I'm gonna try and work my way up to the big names. So, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, Logan Paul, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio, and then we got Shinsuke Nakamura, Penta, Seth freaking Rollins, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena. And that's only half the entrance. So we could get quite a few surprises.
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry's got to be in it, please, and thank you. Who else from TNA? Nick Nemeth?
Joe Hendry has to be in it. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, why not Nick Nemeth? Why not? No, wait a minute. Can you really do that?
Yeah, I mean,
do that right now? You're gonna reintroduce Dolph Ziggler to the people as Nick Nemeth.
I mean, Dana Brooke showed up and she was still Ash by Elegance on NXT.
Was she really?
Yeah, they introduced her as Ash by Elegance.
Was that an NXT thing that I missed?
It was very early into the TNA crossover. She just showed up in the crowd.
Well, then fuck it. Let's ride.
Let's give us Nick Nemeth.
Let's fucking do it. I don't give a shit. I think that would be awesome. I think it'd be ironic as a son of a bitch.
I
think it would be incredible.
I also actually think Matt Cardona might be in it too.
Hey, that guy's everywhere. You know what?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck yeah, give me Matt Cardona.
He's everywhere.
Pull up in the Rumble and then show up on fucking AEW television. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he would. He's just recently returned to TNA this past week too, so there's already that little connection, that little bridge to WWE. But give us some NXT names too. Give us Trick Williams. I think he'd get a great pop in the Rumble.
Obafemi,
yeah, and then place him.
I'm a sucker for Obafemi.
Obafemi and Moose at the same time.
Oh,
get them face to face in the Rumble.
You think your wall's white? Goodness gracious! I'm clamoring for Moose, but if you give me Moose and Obafemi, I'm a faint. I'm not even gonna lie. That's the meat that's the manly meat, diggity, that motherfuckers is talking about. The meat slapping the meat. Okay, we're talking about two former college athletes, professional athletes, hell, turned pro wrestling, and both of them made it look easy. Gotta give me that.
Yeah. So as far as the actual Rumble result goes, I'm sticking with Big Match John.
Yes, only one, baby.
I mean, it could easily be Roman or Punk or maybe Rollins, but I'm putting my money on Cena. Give him one last Rumble win. Let him tie with Austin. Let him face Gunther at Mania. I'm not quite ready for number 17 because I think he should put Gunther over, but yeah.
Give it to me. Nope, I am a kid again. I am a kid again. Give me the jorts. Give me the chain. The doctor of thugonomics is in the house. Okay? I need this. The world needs this. We elected Trump, for fuck's sake. The United States needs John Cena to save us, okay? We need John. got to be John and only John. Okay, we can finally see him, and it's about time he gets the dub. Yeah, tie the record with Steve. I think that'd be awesome for the history books. You say we don't need 17 right now. I'm on the fence. I really am. I'm on the fence. As much as I was, I'm obviously, fucking playing around here, but I don't hate the idea. I love Gunther, and I think he's a guy that if he beats John, he's a world beater. He's already a world beater, but then he's even more so a world beater. But that 17, that 17 is going to be a little different.
It's very appealing. It's just it's going for or Cena wins and picks Cody. I think I'd be more okay with Cena beating Cody. Cody's had it for almost a year now. He would have it for over a year by the time Mania rolls around.
That's so mean. You're flipping the script and you're giving The Rock and Cena all over again. Oh, this is once in a lifetime, brother. Just for them to turn around and do it again the next year. That's what it feels like. But I don't hate it. It's because at the end of the day, if we're trying to chase the 17, it's at this point it's at all any means necessary. And if it means at the expense of Cody, I don't think people would hate that one as much if it was at the expense of Gunther. So I'm a little sketch on it. Now, if we want to throw a wrench into the bag, he didn't say he had to be a 17-time WWE champion. He had to be a 17-time World Heavyweight champion.
Yeah, well, I think he has only won the WWE title like 9 times and the world title 7. So yeah, when they say he's a 16, it is a split between the two. But yeah, I think
called them out on.
Yeah, that would also be
Joe Hendry's TNA champ.
That's the thing with Cena. You can't really question Cena's 16 reigns as much as Ric Flair's, which WWE really play around with. And as we keep saying, Ric Flair's actual number is a lot more than 16. WWE just don't count them.
But it's 23, but some of them, in all retrospect, some of them kind of shouldn't count because.
No, yeah, I get it. Because it was house shows and then
win a belt. Well, it was more of a he would lose a belt on a house show to win it back on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think a couple of them. I think a couple of them. He also won the title, and then on the next show, the old champion would have it back, and then Flair would beat him again. I think it was Harley Race actually a few times.
Twice. Yeah, that happened twice against Harley Race. There was a time where he won the IWGP Championship or whatever the New Japan World Championship was, and then they said that he never did. So then when he won it again, they were like, "Oh, he's a 2-time." This guy showed up in America with your belt. Fucking weirdo shit.
They like to do that. Kurt Angle won the IWGP title. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
But he did. I saw it.
But he carried it around. I didn't. Don't you tell me what I saw. It's like, no, it's you could again, and then in that land too. If you really want to go that route, Brock Lesnar was never champ.
Yeah,
he was gifted it by Antonio Inoki, like type shit. So,
history is sketchy.
Cena's the man, baby.
Yeah, it's 2025 and Cena is the man, and that's just crazy. But yeah, I think also that would be a huge marquee match to put on a Vegas WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship.
I'd start looking for Vegas tickets. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, just gotta remortgage the house. I've seen those prices and jeez,
Okay.
this is a multi-million-dollar. What is wrong with you guys?
They're extortion, baby.
Acting like they poor.
They're dirt poor. Don't you see that they're driving around in last year's Mercedes? That's what the poor do.
I'm gonna need about $350,000. Wait, what?
Right.
And that's for the nosebleeds.
You got it on. You got it on right now.
Okay, that's the Rumble. Like we said, there was only 4 matches, and 2 of them were the Royal Rumble matches. And of course, the biggest fun with the Royal Rumble is the drinking games. The unpredictability, who's going to show up. Royal Rumble is one of the most fun events of the year to watch, and it's even more fun to watch in a group.
Oh, we're going to get drunk. Oh, God.
Yes. All right.
So much fun.
Before we go to a break, I want a new new knowledge champion. I want to see who comes out victorious in this knowledge championship, completely unbiased match. It is time for Cypher to cash in his Iron Bank contract. Can he complete the full 6 and finally dethrone the Phoenix? It is best of 7. Let's find out.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, promo Rumble 10 is upon us, and it is time to see if Corey can dethrone the great and almighty Feeney to win the Knowledge Championship and complete the Grand Slam Championship.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me. I hope I can do the best I can. Shout out to all the boys at Max, RWT, TSK, everywhere. But it's time to answer some questions.
All right, so I'm going to jump right into it, hit you with the very first question. It is a best of 7. Let's see if you can dethrone the champ. In what year did Kurt Angle face Chris Benoit in a singles match at a Royal Rumble?
I think I'm going to go for 2003.
Some may know my freshman year of high school, but believe it or not, the correct answer is 2003. Let's hop into question number 2. This character is played by Dave Bautista in the Marvel Universe. Please name the character that Dave Bautista plays.
I'm a huge Marvel fan for all y'all out there, and you know I cannot mess this up, but Dave Bautista was Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy.
See, the best part about it is I too am a Marvel fan. I'm more of the Groot fella and Rocket Raccoon, but Drax the Destroyer is 100% correct. That's not 1 but 2 straight for you, big dog, on your road through 7. Let's hop into question number 3. The great pay-per-view known as the Great American Bash under the WCW and NWA moniker debuted in what year under this NWA moniker? Again, what year did the Great American Bash debut for NWA?
Let's see, Great American Bash, NWA, I think I remember correctly. This was talked about, I don't know how long ago. I think this is back when you're doing Retro Rewind or Retro Talk, but I'm going to say it debuted, I'm going to say no earlier than 1985.
That's the beauty of the knowledge title. It's all about remembering small details. And yeah, it's previously talked about on some episodes of Max, maybe even randomly brought up on a Kicking It. And of course, on the Retro Rewind, 1985 is correct. Let's hop into the 4th. Let's see if we can make it 4 on the bounce. We go question numero 4. That's 4 for you English milk folks out there. Who was the first WWF champion to lose their title on a Monday Night Raw?
Well, in AEW, his name is Adam Copeland, but in WWF back in the good days, the Attitude Era days, his name was none other than the Rated R superstar Edge.
The Cope has no hope, so he's a dope on a rope. Unfortunately, you are incorrect, my man. The answer we were looking for was none other than the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret Hart, I want to say sometime back in 95-ish, 96-ish. No big deal. Let's hop on to question number 5 on our road of 7. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, is known for his beautiful finisher, Sweet Chin Music, also known as the Super Kick. But who invented the Super Kick back in the mid-80s?
Well, a lot of superstars after Shawn Michaels put their own version or use the same thing, but I think in the mid-80s, I think it was Chris Adams that invented the Super Kick.
In a name that even eluded the Retro King himself, Chris Adams is correct. You got to go back to the hey days in the mid-80s. Let's hop on to question number 6. After 12 years as a staple pay-per-view for WWE, No Way Out was replaced by the Elimination Chamber. In what year did that happen?
I think I was in elementary school at this time. It was 2002, so I'm going to go with 2002.
Oh my goodness, no, 2002, if y'all want to understand, good, my goodness, because you're taking me back in the days, goodness gracious. 2002 was a time ago, but unfortunately, we were actually looking for something a little more, I guess, of this last couple of decades. 2010 was the answer we're looking for, but it's okay. You're rocking 4 out of the possible 7, and we are jumping into the next one. All right, let's finish it back with the Attitude Era stuff. WCW versus NWO was a pay-per-view that took place in 1997. On that pay-per-view, this icon of wrestling defended the United States Championship against the man known as Six, and to some, they call him X-Pac. To clarify my question, who was the icon that defended the U.S. Championship against Six?
Well, I don't know. I don't know who. I can't really remember. I remember the war between WWF and NWO back in 97, but I can't think of an answer, but I guess, whoever, I don't think it was Sting, but just in case it ain't, I put up a good fight today against the Feeney, but I guess if I don't have a clear answer, I guess I'm gonna go with Sting. Or, yeah, I'll just go with Sting.
You know what, Big Dog? That's all we ever asked for out of all the competitors, is to put up a fight. And you put up one hell of a fight. Unfortunately, the one we were looking for was not the Stinger, as he was a little bit more known for rocking the NWA United States Championship. This one, however, is an icon that we should all know and love and remember, because he lies, he cheats, he steals. It's none other than Latino Heat himself, Eddie Guerrero. So that, my man, leaves you 4 out of 7. Let's see what the big bad champion has in store for you.
Yeah, I should have known that one. But hey, put up a fight. If somehow Feeney defeats me today, there always is another chance to come back at him. So the quest for the full 6 is not over. This may be a minor setback, but there will be another time where I will challenge the Feeney again. But I want to thank everybody for being here on Promo Rumble 10 today. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, especially to Max, TSK, RWT, all the social platforms. Feeney, I wish you luck, and I'll see you around the bend, my friend.
2003 tracks. 1978, I don't know. Kane? What the hell am I supposed to know? Pass. 2010. Oh, fuck, what's his name? I don't know, Chris Benoit, probably not.
He's dethroned Feeney. He's completed the full 6. Congratulations to the new Knowledge Champion, Corey Cypher.
Hi guys, it's Corey here, and I'm here to grant you an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm here to invite you to the hottest YouTube sensation since ever, and that's by joining the Max Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Yeah, that's right. If you're a fan of old school wrestling, trivia, promos, and all that good stuff, then make Max Wrestling your new home for entertainment. Also, we have new episodes every Thursday. Plus, join me, Cypher, Flex Murdoch,
whatever you want to call me, here on the Max Wrestling page. I'll be live every Thursday after the show on YouTube. And don't forget our big event coming up soon, January 30th, Promo Rumble 10. So if you want to get down with the get down and join the boys and girls all around the world saying, Max Wrestling Podcast, yeah, then give us a like, subscribe, and follow today. Thank you guys. I hope everybody's having a great year so far, because we're just getting started.
You're listening to Threads, the official theme song for Promo Rumble 10 by Captain's Revenge, taken from the new album Distortions, available everywhere now.
Welcome back to Promo Rumble 10. This is your captain speaking with the one and only El Jefe, speak his name and he appears. Make sure you smash that subscribe button on YouTube, follow us on all social media and podcast platforms, and for all the information that you need, head to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
It's a beautiful sight. You have to check it out. Still to come, not one but two huge matches for the travesty as he finally settles the score with the captain and challenges Beer for the world title. But it is the Promo Rumble. We're still going to knock out some recaps. So let's do some TNA, some NXT, and some AEW. And we're kicking it off with some Total Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
The brand new TNA World Champion Joe Hendry kicks off Impact last week, and he's informed by Santino that he will defend his championship tonight against Matt Cardona. Backstage, Eric Young and Steve Macklin are divided on their respect towards Josh Alexander. Rosemary and the Elegances defeat Masha Slamovich and Spitfire as NXT's Cora Jade shows up again and distracts Masha for Ash to get the roll-up. In the ring, Josh Alexander says his goodbyes to TNA, but he's interrupted and attacked by the Northern Armory. Eric Young makes a save and issues a tag team challenge for next week, which Josh does not look happy about. The Hardys defeat Moose and JDC with a swanton bomb from Jeff to Moose. Sami Callihan demands to know the identity or what number 23 means and gets Steph DeLander. She claims she is the new digital media champion, which she got from her divorce to PCO, and Callahan is then attacked by her new lover, Mance Warner. NXT's Fraxium defeat the Rascals to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. Hopefully this is not the last crossover we see in the next couple of weeks. Mike Santana comes to the ring to discuss his victory at Genesis, but he is interrupted by the return of Mustafa Ali, who vows to become the next world champion. Tessa Blanchard comes to the stage and gets nuclear heat from the fans, but she goes full heel and embraces it. And in the main event, Joe Hendry defeats Matt Cardona to retain the World Championship thanks to a clothesline from Hell by JBL, or John Layfield, while the referee was down, which Hendry followed up with a standing ovation. And that is it for TNA. There's no WWE recaps this week because we're going to be predicting the Royal Rumble, but now over to AEW and El Jefe for the collision course.
Bang, bang, boop, bow, boop, bow. Let's get on that course. The collision course. Yeah, I know it was a little extra, but let's go ahead. Samoan Joseph defeats Nicholas Wayne. I know we're breaking out the big names. With the Muscle Buster. Kazuchika Okada defeated Commander with the Rainmaker. Pretty good one, to be told. Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill collide in the parking lot until they are separated by multiple members of security. The Undisputed Kingdom defeat Danny Garcia in 2.0 as Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong hit the high and low to pick up the dub. Max Caster is backstage whining about Anthony Bowman, as he always does, cutting ties and announcing that he will start an open challenge every week to prove that he is the best wrestler alive. No, sir, you are not, and you're going to get exposed very quickly. Backstage with Lexi, Top Flighter upset that Leo Rush and Action Andrade aren't there, and Darius challenges Leo to a singles match. In the ring, Toni Storm meets Mariah May face to face. Mariah berates Toni Storm before beating her down with her title. As Mariah is pulled away, timeless Toni Storm reveals herself, and she is back playing herself up as the performance of a lifetime, and she vows to rip Mariah's tits off in Australia. Love this. Absolutely love it. Brody King and Buddy Matthews, the Hounds of Hell, defeat the Gates of Agony. A couple of weird names you got there, but hey, works. Backstage, Penelope Ford and Thunder Rosa get hostile and end up agreeing to a match in the future. Kind of what happens in a wrestling show. Yuka Sakazaki defeats Deonna Purrazzo, Queen Amidala, and Serena Deeb, thanks to the help of Harley Cameron and the Fun Bags. In the TBS title #1 contenders match, and Deonna then obviously did the disrespect to Deonna Purrazzo. The utter disrespect continues. Hopefully this means that she'll at least be featured more so after the fact. We'll see how it goes. Backstage, Buddy Matthews sets his sights on some gold. He's staring right at the Continental title, and he's looking right at Okada as they get face to face. In the ring, Big Bill calls out Hobbs as they brawl once again with a chair and a backpack full of bricks. That's right, a backpack full of bricks. Hobbs plants Bill through some tables with a belly-to-belly. In a video package, Don Callis teases a new member of the Don Callis family. And in the main event, it's Takeshita defeating Shibata with a raining fire to retain the International Championship. Now, it's time to kick it to my man, to your favorite guy, the world champion himself, the man-loving, Manchester United-loving man himself. It is time for none other than my man, your man, the time to drink it up, because we call him Beer. Take it away, fam. It's the NXT round.
Hey guys, this is your NXT review for the 26th of March 2024. NXT kicks off with Shawn Spears facing Dijak in a fantastic opener. Dijak gets the win with a feast your eyes. Would I love another match with these two down the line? 100% yes. We then get Roxanne Perez cutting a promo on the fact of what happened 12 months ago when she was the NXT Women's Champion. She lost the title at Stand and Deliver last year in a 6-woman ladder match to Indy Hartwell, who won the women's title last year. Does this mean this year, is the look going to change? Is Roxanne going to win the belt back? Or is Lyra going to continue her reign of dominance? Jasmine next makes her ring debut against Thea Hale. Very good showing by Jasmine, but Thea gets some revenge over the treatment by her and Jacy Jayne. Jasmine's in-ring gear though, pretty in red by the way. Following the match, Jacy attacks Thea with a then a little back and forth 2 brawl leads to Kiana James and Izzy Dane coming down to attack, then leads to Kalani Jordan and Fallon Henley evening the odds. Now for the entirety of the evening, we had a prime target, 3 promos with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. This match is going to be theatre going into the match at Stand and Deliver a week on Saturday. Lola Vice issues an open challenge on Twitter for anybody to face her. And out comes the boat, Natalya. And Natalya wins the roll, but the Carmen Petrovich causing a little slight distraction. Quite a fun match, to be fair. One of Natty's best matches for a long time, to be fair. Then we see the NXT World Champion Ilya Dragunov facing the Thunder Boss, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Quite decent match. Dragunov wins in about 5 minutes or so with a Torpedo Moscow. The champ picks up the win. Tony D then invites the Mad Dragon to dinner next week. Interesting after what happened last time they all met at dinner, and that was when Tony D and the family kidnapped our NXT champion. Ridge Holland cuts a promo and saying he's taken a step after wrestling indefinitely, sadly due to mental health problems. Now, this is what we found out. This was a link from Fightful, even though I don't trust Fightful. I can't stand them. Sean Rossap hates me, I hate him. And it was confirmed that this is a storyline. And apparently Ridge has been very up for doing this story for a long time now. So I think this is great. I mean, maybe give Ridge a bit of a break from in wrestling, but you don't know. Ridge might even be back at Stand and Deliver. Could do something mad. Who knows? But we'll have to see how it goes. I still got big hopes for Ridge Holland. I think the dude's good, but he's just been a bit unfortunate with the injury. Obviously, what happened with Big E, and also what we've seen with Ilya Dragunov as well. But I hope Ridge well. I hope Ridge, wish him all the well. I wish him all the best. But we'll hopefully see him come back stronger than ever. Lyra Valkyria then cuts a promo on Roxanne Perez about how much that NXT Women's Championship means to Lyra Valkyria after beating Becky Lynch at Halloween Havoc last year. Now, this match for me, I'm gonna cut. This is gonna steal the show. I mean, the match I'm intrigued for the most is Mello and Trick. That's the match I am desperate to see. But these two young women, they are gonna steal the show. Believe me. Then we see Josh Briggs defeat Duke Hudson. Another good hard-hitting affair. Dijak chilling on commentary was pure gold, by the way. This guy reminds me now of LA Knight. Like, he could be the LA Knight of NXT. Just all of a sudden, Dijak's gone from one of the most hated guys, and he's over with the fans. It's great. I'm absolutely loving it. After the match, we see Obafemi then cutting a promo to say he wants both men in the match. At Stand and Deliver, Ava confirms it is a triple threat match between Obafemi, Dijak, and Josh Briggs. That got banger tasting all over it. Then we have Metaphor confirming that they are going to be the hosts of Stand and Deliver, Noam Dar, Mensa Jakar Jackson, and Last Legend. Oh, that's going to be fun. It's going to be a very entertaining show. I think if they're going to be better than Pretty Deadly were last year, then we're in for a classic show. Main event sees Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin defeat Alpha Academy. Breaker delivers one of the most insane spots I think I've seen. I believe he was on the top of Otis. Akira Tozawa tried to do a clothesline from the top rope. Braun Breaker reverses and inverted power slams Akira Tozawa when he was on Otis's shoulders. That's just not human, unfortunately. Braun Breaker, you are a fucking freak of nature, my friend. So we got the Go Home show next week. Looks absolutely wild. We got the LWO against the Good Brothers against Nathan Frazier in action. The winners will face the Wolf Dogs at Stand and Deliver. We got Supernova sessions with Lyra Valkyria and Roxanne Perez. Trick and Mello face off. Oh my word, this show's going to be wild. But I no longer want to give ratings. I don't want people thinking I'm being biased towards NXT. But the show has been absolutely killing it recently. Anyway, what's next, you ask? Oh, that's right. It's Last Night at Dynamite. El Jefe, take it away.
All right. So, last night on Dynamite, bit of a snoozer. Had a couple of different long-winded promos, some BS, and some crap, but we're going to get into it anyway. Some men fell asleep, some didn't. Beer did. Yeah, I'm calling them out. It's all good. I always fall asleep towards the main event. Will Ospreay and what seemed like Mason Ryan, but shockingly, it's Brian Cage. He does not look the same with a beard. I'm sorry. I love the bearded Brian Cage, but you do not look like Brian Cage.
Oh, Mason Ryan working in Sainsbury's.
He looked a whole different something again. I tell you what. Anyway, as that match is going down, we see Kenny Omega in the back. It looked like he'd been jumped by a bunch of people, which allows Cage to get the jump on Ospreay, but he then gets come back, ends up picking up the win with a Styles Clash, believe it or not. Lance Archer attacks Ospreay after the match. Kenny Omega somehow goes from being beaten and wildered to going out there saving people with a bat, chucking it right at Cage's face. It waits about 2 weeks. He's literally standing there. It's like a fucking kung fu movie. He's beating the shit out of Lance Archer, and Cage is just didn't move a fucking muscle, and there's a bunch of them. So Kyle Fletcher to come in. The numbers become the overtop it. And we're still set up for Grand Slam in Australia, where it's going to be Takeshita and Fletcher and Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. And I'm hoping that we're going to branch off some singles matches for that into Revolution, but only a man can dream. Backstage, Renee is outside Swerve Strickland's dressing room where Hangman Page literally barges out and refuses to answer questions. He's an angry cowboy. He then bumps into MJF on his way out. They stare each other down. That's when Renee is like, well, I got you here, jackass. I'm going to ask you some questions. Asks him about the Jeff Jarrett. Asks him about Jeff Jarrett instead. And, of course, he runs him down. Because, of course, we're there like somewhere in Alabama. So they had, of course, he's got to run down just people in the South. Because Jeff Jarrett, Georgia South. So, with interference from both Wheeler Yuta and Jon Moxley, because fuck Jeff Jarrett. Like, seriously, fuck Jeff Jarrett. I mean, I don't like Jeff Jarrett, but goddamn, like, they fucked the shit out of this cat. Like, in a bad way.
You definitely not getting the world title shot.
Yeah. No, hell no, and go fuck yourself. Like, Jesus. If it's not bad enough that, like, Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli are losing to the old man of Jeff Jarrett, it takes Claudio holding Jeff to get Mox involved, to hit him with his finisher, to then put him out of his misery. They made him look like a superstar to lose like a jube. Like, what the hell? Just, it up and down like a mofo. Again, I'm not praising for him to get a world title shot, but Jesus Christ. After the match, MJF comes out, of course, and he's like, hey, Jeff, I just wanted to say wham! And he knocks him out with the fucking Dynamite Diamond Ring because MJF's a prick. This match was awesome. Very Lucha Underground-esque. Take me back and put a mask back on Ricochet. He ends up defeating AR Fox with the Vertigo. After the match, Ricochet pulled out a pair of scissors because that's his fucking gimmick these days. But then he was dragged out of the match by Swerve Strickland, beat down ringside, and in the ring, Ricochet threatens Fox with the scissors, using him to help him shield him away from Swerve and run away, all while Prince Nana is doing the angriest Swerve you've ever seen. He's just burning a hole into Ricochet. He was. I will never forget that stare. In a pre-taped segment, which, by the way, gave me more of these. Like this, even though it looked like it all happened in fucking Mox's basement. Renee interviews the Death Rider and asks Jon Moxley why we haven't seen the world title since he's won it. And he's like, it's in here. It's in here. And I'm like, okay, so you guys are going to come up with a new design. Just cool. I like it. Jay White getting a big win against Wheeler Yuta, hitting the Braid Winner. White hits another one after the match. Tries to go for a third. That's when Jon Moxley jumps on the apron, but then Claudio Castagnoli attacks him from behind because, again, numbers. As Moxley and Claudio circle rated FTR, who nobody wants to see, make the save. FTR challenged the Death Riders to a Mid-South street fight on Collision. If Collision is not becoming something that you're watching every week, it really should be. Excuse me. All right. After the match, we get a little after a recap from Collision. Excuse me. Maria May addresses Toni Storm on stage and mocks her for leaving AEW Japan and Mexico after she lost at All In. We did get a little itty bitty video package of the Guns coming back. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Wasted my time. They could just come back. That'd be awesome. Why this was not like in the middle of the fucking card blows my... Yuka Sakazaki, I love you to death, darling. I love you to death. You're the magical girl, okay? But you're also a magical jobber here in the land of AEW. And that's okay. That's okay. But why is the job getting a TBS title match on the main event? It just doesn't make sense. Mercedes obviously retains. Hits, and this finisher, I talked about it when it was in Japan. I've talked about it here. Either she hits it perfectly or it looks like shit.
Yeah. There's no in between.
Not an in between to say. Not a one. It either looks awesome or it looks like shit. And guess what? Look like shit. I just don't get it. Need simplicity. Snoozer of an AEW show, but again, they're building towards Grand Slam, which is just going to be a special AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
So the next pay-per-view isn't until March, which is Revolution in LA. Hoping it's something worth a damn, but right now, all eyes are on the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't even know who. Nobody's even like booked to challenge Mox for the world title at Revolution yet, and it's in 5 weeks. Yeah, I asked the same question. Why the fuck was that the main event? Not only because it's Mercedes, but we knew who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Like it also. it also went a little long. Okay, I'm all for giving the women time, but this went a little bit too long. So like by the end of it, I was like, okay, how much is left of the show? 3 minutes. Oh, this is the main event. Oh, okay.
And then I want to say like 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah, maybe 20, something like that. But I think Jay White and Wheeler Yuta actually should have main evented just for that stare down at the end with FTR and Mox.
If not that, as Beer pointed out perfectly, why not switch the main event of Collision from fucking the weekend to now and put this bullshit on Collision? You get a world title defense, it's Mercedes Moné.
You know what? I think Collision is slowly turning into the A show for AEW.
A little bit.
All the big matches are on Collision.
And good for it.
Yeah.
Watching more Collision, but still.
Give something for Dynamite too.
Well, you know what it is? I think it's just we're so used to Collision being crap that it's like, oh, now we need to go watch it. So now it's like, well, how come you're not up to? It's like when NXT got popular. You're poking WWE with a stick. Come on.
Yeah.
Get better.
We also did see Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie, but it wasn't really worth mentioning. But it's nice to see Deonna actually on Dynamite.
It looks like they're trying to get involved, so that's good.
Yeah. I did think it was bullshit that she didn't win the TBS title shot on Collision, and it went to Yuka. But, I don't want to see Deonna job to Mercedes anyway, so it's good. And really quickly, before we move on to... Go ahead.
Give me Deonna and her at fucking Revolution, but go ahead.
That Death Riders segment with Renee, the one thing I just thought was so awkward about it was, obviously, Renee and Mox are married. And I don't know if they just expected us to know that and move on, or if they were trying to play dumb and act like they weren't really a couple, but it was the dynamic was weird. Because it was like, why haven't we seen the world title since you won it? Well, you should know this. You're his wife.
Right? Like, what information are you hiding?
Like, they should have got... I love Renee to death, but I think they should have got somebody else for that segment. Who's the other one they got? Oh, Dasha.
Hey.
Could have got Dasha. Or Lexi Nair, but she only seems to work Collision. But yeah, it was just weird.
Surprised if they probably called them one day. Was like, hey, can you guys film a segment in your basement? Sure. And this is what we got. I think that's why it was so goddamn awkward. But yeah, no, it was an awkward feeling. The whole thing is, I like the interview segment, the behind the scenes ish, whatever. I like that. I get what you mean. It was a little weird.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you not know what the hell your husband's doing with this massive championship belt?
And, a professional as Renee is, she didn't really speak to him like her husband. She spoke to him like just another wrestler. Mm-hmm. So, just a weird dynamic. Either play dumb with us or just be open. Because we all know their relationship anyway, so.
We're not that clueless. So, now the Dynamite is covered, we have got a score to settle. A sword to settle. Nice. For over 2 years,
there might be a sword involved.
On and off. There it is. They've been on and off arch rivals. They've battled over the world title. They've battled over the television champions, and they battled over factions. And now it's all about bragging rights. It's the captain versus the travesty, and the winner will be decided by the Kingpin himself.
Let's do it. What a story between us. So that's what I'll do then. I'll tell you a story. You are a travesty now, but you are better known and renowned as Travis the Walker Anderson. Several months ago, you were Travis the Coach Anderson. Before that, you were just Travis Anderson. Before that, you were Alexander Rowan. You're a Carolina Reaper, 1/3 of the Brothers of Max Destruction. Before that, you were Dragon Club on a technicality of having a fraction of Welsh blood. Before that, you were a modern-day outlaw. Before that, you were D'Artagnan with the Three Musket Hounds. And you say I have an identity crisis. All of you. Wow. Trav, you have gone through more identities in the last 2 years than I have in the last 10. And you should know. You've met them all.
You've met the Shape.
You've met the Jester. You've certainly met the Savior in me.
And you are it.
You can breathe, you can blink, you can cry. Hell, you're all gonna be doing that. Here's to it. Oh.
And that had to happen, didn't it, Trav? Because you were the start of my downward spiral. You set the standard for 2024, and my oh my, did it snowball. But why did that TV title mean so much to me? Because I made it mean something. I made it mean more than you did. I made it mean more than Corey did. And no offense, Moses, who's had it 3 times, and I still made it mean more in those 300 days. And that's what I do. I make things mean something. Championships, podcasts, marriages. Yeah, vows. Vows mean everything to me, and I vow to defeat you and take my first step to redemption. But why am I so bowed up about beating you? Well, here's the thing. It's not even about the fact that you are the one that ended my legendary reign as TV champion. It's not about the fact that you wanted a little side quest with Cypher. It's not about you being one of the 3 people that cost me the world championship at Max 500. Phoenix left me. My dad left me. My wife left me. And even you, Trav, you left me. And the funny thing is, I feel more connected to you than anyone else this year. And yet, you are the biggest thorn in my side. Because you are the only one that I haven't beaten right down the middle. I've beat you in story mode, but I haven't beat you in fight mode. So I don't know what else to say. We've been doing this dance for over 2 years, maybe longer. We've been enemies. We've been frenemies. This match was supposed to happen a promo series a couple months ago. But unfortunately, the universe had other ideas for me. My world has changed around me, and I had no say in it. 2024 ruined me. As a promo participant, as a husband, as a person. And sure, you've been through the ringer too, Travis. But I do have a say in this. I do get to control this narrative. And the narrative is, I live up to my music. Captain's Revenge. This is my year. So Travis the Walker Anderson, Travis the Coach Anderson, Alexander Rowan, Travesty, I do not give a fuck what gimmick you come as. I've lost enough. and I will be damned if I lose to you again. So, I've been judged by people I held closest to my heart over the last few months. So what difference is one more? Kingpin, let's hear the fucking verdict. Let's see if I can finally get some fucking closure and take my rightful place as the one true captain. Travis? Time to finish the story.
It's easy to be the best thing going today when the kingpin is not in the building. But the moment that the kingpin shows up, you just got moved all the way to the back of the line.
Man, cut the music. Listen, Kingpin here. I know that everybody tuning in was expecting to see a promo from Travesty. But if you've seen what I've just seen, if you've seen the promo that's just been cut by Daz, then you know what I know. We don't even need to see a promo from Travesty to understand who the real winner is. See, I've been empowered to judge who should win between these two people. They chose me because I'm the Kingpin. I rule an incredible, beautiful kingdom. And after seeing both promos, I've realized something. You as the viewer, you've seen everything that you need to see. Don't get me wrong, I know you're seeing me, you're thinking, how is this guy a kingpin? He doesn't even have a crown. Well, we all know that's thanks to Cypher. But the thing about being a king, like me, being a kingpin, is that the crown is not some prop that sits on your head. The crown is in here. The crown is in here. And the reason why I don't think you even need to see a promo from the Travesty is because, well, it's because of Dazzy Lee. Daz, that promo, it took me somewhere, back in time. It took me to 2012, a time in my life where I had no kingdom, a time in my life where I had no castle, a time in my life where I had no fair maiden. I had myself, I had my kids, and much like yourself, I had one good brother. And you know what? That was enough. Hell, that was more than enough at the time. It was a time in my life where, other than those things, I had lost literally everything. Lost. No, it had been taken, stripped, methodically, piece by piece. The man that I was had been ruined. But you know what? When I looked into your eyes just now, I recognized that look. I recognized that tone of voice. I recognized that fucking fire. In 2012, I too had taken a gut punch so heavy that it caused me to drop to one knee. And when I stood the fuck back up, I built a legacy for myself that no one could ever touch or take away from me. And I see that in you, Daz. Everybody better watch the fuck out. 2025, it is clear. Dazzy Lee, he's coming. This is the year of Daz. That's coming straight from me, the Kingpin. I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch him. I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop him. If you are a champion, you better fucking cuddle that title tight. Because Dazzy Lee is coming for everything. He's going to take what he wants and he's going to leave hell in his wake. And there isn't going to be a damn person that can stop him. Not that you asked for it, but you have my approval, Captain.
All right, well, I'm not exactly sure where that leaves us for the world title tonight, but thank you all for joining us for Promo Rumble 10, our 10th anniversary, the first ever Revolution Road, and featuring predictions for, of course, AEW Revolution.
Yeah, and screw you, AEW, for changing the logo of your pay-per-view after I based this new event on the same logo. But anyway, as we already announced, the Max Tag Team Championships will be on the line as The Madness, aka the team of the Demoness and the Shape, defend against 2/3 of the Brothers of Max Destruction, Chris Reed and Travesty, hopefully.
Hopefully indeed. And the official theme song for Revolution Road is Shut Up and Fight by Captain's Revenge, a old-fashioned 80s montage song taken from the new album Distortions, available to stream anywhere you get audio and music platforms.
Damn right. And for more information, go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/revolution. And of course, more matches to come in the coming weeks. Now, before the main event, we got two lists. One's nice, one's not so nice, but we always check them twice. It is time for the bell end board.
A bell end? You're a bell end, mate. Look, bell end 1, bell end 2, big veiny bell end over here.
Alrighty. To give out the points this week, I think we've already concluded that Skype deserves some points for whatever the hell they're doing. So we're going to be. I don't know about the whole 50. If you want to give them 50, that's on you.
Yeah.
I'll give them. No. Yes.
I mean, this has caused no problems on Discord, but yeah, Skype did delay us today, so yeah, put him on the same points as Ronnie Radke. Give him 30.
Oh, okay, not too bad. I can take that. All right, 30 points for the Skypers. I don't have too much hatred this week. Believe it or not, we're on Positivity Street, Positivity Avenue, if you want to get fancy. Not a lot of negativity going down. But again, all eyes are on the Rumble, and the reality is the Rumble looks like one of those Rumbles that everybody's getting around. You're calling up your buddies, telling them you're ordering pizzas. Some are barbecuing, maybe some are. What's the other thing? They're putting something on the smoker. There you go, for the barbecue heads out there.
Get him a kebab.
And this has become there it is. Put it on the body. Gotta love it. So there, it's all love right now. I do want to give TK 10 points for phoning in an episode of Dynamite. I got to do it. It's when you phone it in, I'm gonna call you on it. You're phoning it in, and you're as I always make the jokes. If you're doing this bullshit and your team ain't doing nothing, what are you doing? What are you doing? Fulham ain't signed nobody. They ain't sold nobody. And you can't give me a good episode of Dynamite? Yeah, you're fucking up, fam. You're fucking it up.
TK just overtook JD from New York by 5 points.
Of course he did. Because he's the man. God, I'm trying to think. Was there anybody else?
Um,
I got nothing.
I mean, we could probably give another 5 points to Mercedes for the moneymaker looking so shit.
Oh, God. Just for her being crap in general. Sure, we'll give her 5. That's no big deal. Could do that all day.
And you know what? I know you got creative control and everything, but it might be nice to lose maybe one match at some point. That'd be nice.
You know what? I'm going to do this, and I've never thought I would. And God Almighty, may God have mercy on my soul for doing it. But 10 points to the Moxley murder crew for completely fucking Jeff Jarrett. just utterly giving him the business. Goodness gracious, he's sorted A.
How many did you just say for the Death Riders?
10.
Oh, 10, okay.
I wanted him to lose, but God Almighty, did you need to like?
What
mutilate
murder?
the guy? Jesus Christ! Get beat up by William, and Claudio gets involved and says, "Hey, fam, hit him with the thing." Yeah, fucking Jesus.
Yeah, I can't really think of anybody else that's been a bell end this week. Yeah, okay, let's keep it like that. Let's move on to the other list. It is time for the Bruv board. Bruv.
Bruv.
Brother.
Alright, sitting pretty at the top of the Bruv board is Kenny Omega on a nice 80 points. Clearly miles ahead of Ricochet and Travis Scott and Saraya on 30 points. So, I am going to kick it straight off with... Oh, man. Do I really want to dish out 50? Yeah, fuck it. He deserves 50 points to JD McDonough for being a tough son of a bitch. Broke a couple of ribs, punctured lung, and he still finished the friggin' match. He had no business finishing that match, much less hitting a moonsault.
That's a fucking fruit right there, man.
JD, you're nuts. Massive respect for that performance. And I'm so surprised he didn't actually break his neck, because that whiplash on that neck was, on that table was nasty. And I actually saw... I actually saw some marks like, oh, maybe they should bring back the old announce tables. This shit wouldn't have happened. Like, the new tables are sturdier, but the old tables weren't exactly fold away. They didn't always break on cue. I'm sure they barely would have budged either.
No. But that's the thing, though, too, is that was they make fun of these tables, but the old tables then, though, too, dude, you'd have days where you fucking sneezed and it'd fall over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it was. It was like you'd have these moments where 1 minute it's perfectly fine and structured. The next minute you go to set a dude up on it to make a move and you fall through. You know, fucking, what's up there, Triple H? How's your leg feel?
Oh. All right, so...
Wait, Randy Orton's the one that... No, it was Randy Orton, the one that got caught, like, right in the monitor hole.
Yeah. But, like, I've seen a few times where we've had, like, literally a giant splash off the barricade and the table's just been like, nope.
Nope.
And what?
Not having it. Made of fucking steel, bruv.
So, 50 for JD. Let's get 5 points to Deonna Purrazzo for actually being on a mainstream show. Let's give 10 points to Yuka Sakazaki for having to job to Mercedes. And just for another Instagram post, another 10 points to Saraya.
Hey. Oh, God, if we're giving points up for Instagram posts. Fucking Rhea Ripley.
Oh, wait.
Winning the game.
Okay, yeah.
Wrecking the game.
Let's
Speaking
go.
of wrecking, dude, beer is still recovering.
Okay, it's 10 points to Rhea, too. And... Oh, shit. Who else was I just about to give points to? No, it's gone. It's gone because you mentioned Rhea Ripley.
It's happened all day, bruv.
Yeah. Mine's just gone... Whew.
Oh, do you want to... If I can, I only want to throw 25 to the man Paul Levesque for his introduction into the Hall of Fame.
Well deserved. Well
Hell
deserved.
Yeah. Probably 3 years too late.
I mean, I like it that he hasn't gone in until he's like fully retired from the ring. Like I know
Watch this guy like wrestle.
Yeah. Like there's no doubts now he's not getting back in the ring, and he's fully like behind the wheel driving the WWE. So it makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Who the fuck else did I want to give points to? Oh yeah, 20 points to Tony Storm for the performance of a lifetime. That's
right.
The only thing I can compare that transformation to was the iconic Cactus Jack Triple H segment from 2000, which lives rent-free in my head.
About to say, I was like, talk about the history, baby.
All right, anybody else need some bruv points?
Dynamite, like I said, Dynamite was whatever, nothing over the toppy. I got nothing. That's it.
Nah, pretty good week.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so that oh shit, I almost gave Rhea Ripley 200 points.
Oh, don't do it.
All right then. Thank you for joining us for Promo Rumble. I hope we rocked you harder than I rocked Blade. Before we close this up and find out what happens with the world title match, let's find out what's in store for the TSK with Click Talk.
Audio problems I don't think that's the right word, aside. The TNA Genesis episode is set to release on Friday. I don't know what the hell. I really don't know what the hell happened. I went from editing 1 minute to having no audio the next minute to having to re-scramble audio. It was a mess. It's an absolute mess, but it's done and it looks fantastic. Me, DC, and Rob all do our TNA Genesis review, actually talking very highly of TNA. Very, very highly. So it's something to go check out. And on top of that, we're talking Rumble. This is Promo Rumble 10. Royal Rumble is this Saturday. I've been talking about it, clamoring over it, and it looks like we're going to do it. We're going to do it. The live stream may not actually go down, but I promise you, you will get a live reaction show from every participant, if you will, in the Discord, in the TSK Discord. We will be live streaming the Royal Rumble. You will be garnering reactions from everybody involved because, of course, why not? This is the best way to fucking do it. It looks like some of the UK lads are going to join us. They're going to try to, and if not, they're going to have their own bit of video. So either or, you're going to get reactions from the whole squad about the Royal Rumble. And then we're going to try. We are going to try to get as many as we can into the fold to talk about it after the fact. However, worst case scenario, you will at least get something from the TSK. So with all that being said, that's what you need to do. You need to follow all the socials to figure out where to follow us and to figure out how you can jump on this TSK Discord to get in there with us and hell, maybe be featured on one of these episodes. So follow us on all the fun socials. Evil Twitter Machine, Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, and for the footy fans, Max Football Pod. Check out maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, follow button, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or Corey the Prophet. It will be right after this show ends. And, of course, any piece of other social that there is. I mean, there's Casper. There's Threads. We're on Threads.
Yeah.
Threads. But
people use Threads, which is also the theme song for Promo Rumble. Cheap plug. That's it for now. We are going to leave you with some form of the main event. It appears Travesty is unable to compete, but just getting word that Beer is going to come out here anyway, so we'll see what happens. So it's time for Mark Henry to say the line, and we will see you next week.
Take it away, brother man.
It's time for the main event. I am Beer.
don't know what's easier these days, scoring at Old Trafford or walking directly into your kitchen. First Travis, now me. You really got to do something about these pots. I bring up Old Trafford to speak about history, brother. Because the reality is history is bound to repeat itself. And you know, I never thought in a million years we'd be going down this route all over again. But you know what, Beer? You've changed. And you've, lack of better terminology, you've forced my hand. And because you've forced my hand, you've forced me to turn a page. Back to the history books. Back to the dark days of Max Wrestling. You see, Beer, the mountain you climbed to get your world championship feels almost as tall as the mountain I had to climb to claim the true prize of this whole company. The original prize of this company. The promo championship. Yes, newly designed. Worked hours on it myself. It's gorgeous. You cannot find it at the store near you, but maybe within due time and popularity, maybe you can. But what I'm trying to tell you is, Beer, it's time for change. Does that sound familiar to you? Because it should. It was your exact words in your entrance theme for so many months as you climbed that mountain to try to win your Max Wrestling World Championship. And you know what, Beer? It's reminiscent. It's glorious. Hell, it's kind of ironic that we have to use the same moniker for my new reign as the one true king of promos. Have I been on a losing streak? Yeah. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And for those who are pointing it out, especially you over there, Beer, seething as you are, I understand it. But you see, this is a new thing, even though it's an old thing. And because of that, I am first in line for it. And that means it goes to me. So, welcome back to the glory days.